Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I'm your host, Alex Reevy, along with the glitzy glasses wearer herself, Sandy Reevy.
Glitzy glasses wearer. Yeah. Yeah.
It is episode 354, the week of May 5th. Let's get right into it. In the transits we have today, Mercury sextile Jupiter.
Picking up the subject quickly.
And Tuesday, May 6th, Venus sextile Pluto.
Dedication.
And winding up the week with Saturday, May 10th, Mercury ingress Taurus.
Slow down.
Then on the horizon, we have our invite for our Patreon community, which includes Neptune and Aries webinar, our very exciting Talisman trunk show that is happening this week, so sign up today. And in October, we have our Tuscany, Italy retreat, of course. Then in our house, Sandy's on the road again and sharing her itinerary and fun. So stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I said go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you.
Hello, glitzy glasses wearer.
Thank you. Right, the funny story about these glasses and then the lenses, don't buy glasses during a Mercury retrograde because
You learned the lesson. You even said it before. You were the astrologer, and
I said,
yep,
I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm
there's
going
a sale.
to. It's interesting because I would put these on and show people like, oh, these are my new glasses. And I hear like, oh, they're cute. Oh, they look nice, right? Like very like mild response. And then when I continue to wear them, because it's the only glasses I have right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've continued to wear these, and these same people are now saying, because now they're getting used to this, going, "Oh my gosh, you know what? I really like those on you. They're a little bit more effective in their response to how I look in them, right?
Right.
Because hey, I've got Venus and Taurus on my midheaven. I really looking good is important to me, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so glasses are on your face.
Right.
So it's an important aesthetic statement. And these are
Right.
quite bold and they're actually quite heavy. So they do fall down my nose a little bit more.
Oh,
I go
man.
get them tightened a little bit more. But because they are so bold, they're not glitzy. I know that you had to do
I know. I used it. Gee,
a
do you want me to
GZ.
say gigantic?
Yeah, gargantuan glasses. Because so anyway, people are getting, and like you just said it again, it's like, oh my gosh, I really like them. People are getting used to them, I guess I should say.
Right. And I think that it's a little bit jarring at first to like be so used to somebody's face and then it change, right? And you're unsure of the change, regardless if it like we're not talking plastic surgery in your like, example, but sometimes when people get plastic surgery, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But then
Right?
you get used to it, you warm up to it, and it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I am, and I have been since the beginning, I am a big fan of these glasses, and I think they're super cute on you. They show off your personality more. The other ones were just a little bit too bland. Now this is like edgy and cool and hip and like youthful, and that's exactly who you are.
It's interesting because, my hair is my big statement,
Right,
right?
your trademark.
My trademark since I was a little girl. And because I'm a Leo rising also. But the fact that I've never worn earrings, sometimes I just bought a pair of earrings at a Greek festival, right? This older
Yeah.
lady came up and said, these would look really pretty on you. And I felt kind of compelled to buy them. And I love the earrings. And of course, they're clip-ons because I never pierced my ears. I'm one of the rare birds.
Right.
Um, and I put them on and before I walk out the door, I'm like, yeah, these are cute. Before I walk out, I can't. And I take them off. I can't.
What?
No,
You're a Leo rising though.
I can't. I can't do earrings. And everybody wears, earrings, it seems like. And I'm like, I can't. So for me to put on a big pair of glasses is wearing a pair of earrings that I have to wear. And I just think it brings too much attention to me. And I'm a Leo rising, so I should want to bring attention to me. But
exactly
my
point.
son is in the 8th house, and so I do want to kind of stay wallflower-ish, because the 8th house is not a easy house to have your helmsman of your chart in the 8th house of being, hey, look at me, no, don't look at me. Look at me, don't look at me. Right? It's that I sit
I vote for earrings because those were really cute. You did wear them. You didn't
in
go
my
outside.
house.
I know. But you did wear them and they were very cute. I highly recommend. All right, so let's move on and into the transits. We start off today, May 5th, with Mercury sextile Jupiter.
I like this piece. This is Mercury, rules Gemini, and that's where Jupiter's been sitting. So, Jupiter's about 1 month away from leaving Gemini. But this is an opportunistic aspect with Mercury and Aries, wanting to hurry in, move forward, talk fast, think fast, move fast, is taking the opportunity, 60-degree sextile to Jupiter, of expansion. Usually these two are in opposites. One wants detail, one wants big picture. And the big picture person of Jupiter can't listen to all the little tiny things that one has to do to get there, just wants to get there. And so I really like this aspect of, picking up things quickly, right? So making the most of your quick wit, expansion of ideas, discussions of philosophy or a religious belief or a spiritual belief. Put your travel plans into action. So I will probably do a send out for my retreats, for my trunk shows. It's kind of like, hey, we've been feeling, and it's true, we're all just hearing about this 100 day of our new president, of where he has been check marking off all the, I think his pen ran out of ink. That's my side comment there, by checking off all the things that he has done in these first 100 years. And then
100 days.
100 days, which feels like 100 years. Yes, but 100 days where, he's just been check, and rechecking and redoing. So it's a bit of a chaotic, lots of chains, like you like to, when all chains get combined together and it takes forever to separate all of the things
Like entangled.
entangled, right? Nobody knows what is straight. But I think on this Monday the 5th, we start to understand, kind of spreading out this web of where everything is going, and we can start putting our plans into more of an actionable movement. And so for that reason, I think people are coming out of this, confusion period of what is going on. Hopefully they're picking things up and saying, you know what, I got to move on with my life. I've got to move on with my plans. I can't let this derail what I'm doing, although a lot of people are getting derailed with their positions, their jobs, their finances, their support. But not waiting around.
Right. Continuing on, not letting it
because
take you out of the game.
Right. Because both of these planets are out of their shadow.
So it's forward motion.
This is the first aspect that Jupiter is getting that is now out of the 21 degrees of Gemini, where Jupiter got to and retrograded. Now he's coming out of shadow after this aspect. So all this retrogrades that we've been having and the shadow periods do seem to be like open road ahead.
Okay.
So picking up things quickly. So go ahead and, this is the last day of our early bird for the Tuscany Castle retreat of Past Lives in October. This will be a great day because this is the last day of the $300 savings.
Yes. Get a feel of the European lifestyle. I think that is something so enticing and healthy. I don't know if it's what's been going on, but on social media, I'm being pretty much bludgeoned by all of these Instagram reels of like Americans moving to Europe. And then people will explain why they made the move. And majority of people said for health, for stress levels, for quality of life. And I'm just like, those are really great answers. I think those are good answers. But yes. All right. So let's move on to Tuesday, May 6th, Venus sextile Pluto.
So remember, Pluto's retrograde here. This is the third of 3 passes that Venus is making. This is at 3 degrees. So it's the third of third. This is dedication. So put your money, Venus can be money, love, your time into something that will change you. What have you been considering over the last, say, 6 weeks? Actually, I'm going to give that date real quick because I do want to see, when did Venus, usually I have that listed, when did Venus cross this path at, when did it hit Pluto for the first time? And that was February 8th. So February, what have you been wanting to do since February 8th or beginning of February that now you have been bouncing back and forth, right? Yes, no, maybe so. Now is the time to dedicate this to this something, whatever that is, that will actually change you, right? So don't be afraid any longer. You've considered it long enough. Tuesday the 6th, press the button, yes or no. Venus just wants the best for you. Now, Venus is not real powerful in Aries, but she's meeting up with Pluto in a sextile. So take the opportunity to make a massive, permanent change.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the day I get my hair cut because I'm going short, by the way.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the end of our astrological week, May 10th, Saturday, Mercury ingress Taurus.
So, Mercury moving into fixed Earth does have this slowing bull-like movement down, right? This is at 7:15 in the morning. So really slow down, and it's Taurus. So we would go like slow down and smell the roses, right? Are the roses blooming yet? Well, really, they're not. But it's time to be a bit more conservative, a little bit more cautious, a little bit more constructive. Instead of, Mercury has been in Aries for a period of time because he retrograded in that sign. So Mercury in Aries is quick, fast, thinking fast, putting your foot in your mouth, saying yes to something that you really don't want to do. Now on Saturday the 10th, it's like, you know what? When somebody invites you or asks you or shares a comment with you and asks your opinion, slow down, think about it, and deliver it in a very productive manner. So, there's some sort of flowers blooming. I know that gardenias, I just bought my gardenia plant.
Tulips.
And tulips, but the
tulips
gardenias
are blooming.
What smells really good. So slow down and, wear a gardenia in your hair, get a plant that's blooming. So it's really slow down and find all the richnesses of the world. Kind of like you were just saying of, really go to Europe, go find a new environment.
Lifestyle. That's slower.
That is calming, peaceful, and good. Eat organic food here, right?
Right.
It's of the earth. Now, he's not going to stay here very long. He's going to stay here for about 3 weeks. So he's zipping through. But then he goes into his own sign, Gemini. We'll talk about that next month or at the end of this month. Actually, it's at the end of this month.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so don't forget that we have a $20 off if you want to book an astrology reading with Sandy. Link is in the show notes with the coupon code podcast. Then also you can download the astrology guide and your own natal chart on our website. So check out those links as well. Then on the horizon, we would love for you to join our Patreon community. We have recorded a webinar all about Neptune and Aries. This is a big kind of generational planet that's moving into a different sign. It's a long time coming. So Sandy and Susan talked about what this means, how this is going to change the outlook, the forecast, the financials as well, which Susan dived deep into that. So if you want to listen into that hour webinar, highly recommend it. Make sure to sign up for Big Dipper and above tiers in order to receive that complimentary. Also, this week we have our Talisman Trunk Show that's happening on Wednesday, and this is where Sandy will take you through her Talisman stock.
Yeah.
All
No,
of
I really
the
like doing this. We show the chart on I'll be, if you're interested in any of them, I can focus on those. But otherwise, I'm going to show you my favorite ones, or the very rare ones that might be fixed stars, or the mansions, the lunar mansions. So very interesting stuff.
Yes.
Because
And don't forget about the raffle. Oh, yeah.
hey, it's time to have a purpose, right? Have an intention, right?
Right. Have a focus.
To funnel all the rhetoric and all the confusion that is going on, and to funnel it down into a solid one idea, right?
Singular
There are things to
focus.
do in the day, and a lot of things to be accomplished in the week. But if you can find one thing that you can focus on, so that you can get to the manifestation of it, you can get to that result, right? Because right now I just feel like we're in this like, whatever, man. I'm just trying to hold on. This is survival mode, right?
When
Or
there
maybe
still
it's
are
actually not,
opportunities
right? It's
around.
like
Right.
we have the only thing we can count on is our individual bodily, mental, philosophical self. That's all we have.
Right.
Yeah.
So we would love for you to join the Talisman Trunk Show. Again, it's May 7th. And if you purchase raffle tickets,
What time?
it is 6 p.m. Central.
6 p.m. Okay.
As I'm telling you.
I thought it was at 5:30, but that's fine. Okay.
Yes,
6.
it's 6 p.m.
Okay.
The Talisman Trunk Show, remember the raffle, we are going to be raffling off some prizes. And if you want to get your raffle ticket, every raffle ticket is $10. But for every $10 that you spend, you get a gift certificate for that same amount.
Right.
So if you put $50 towards raffle tickets, you actually get $50 to spend through a gift card. So pretty much win-win. And yeah, that's of course in the show notes. If you want to join us, we would love to have you. Also the Italy retreat that's coming up in October 4th through the 11th. We have our info page with all of the beautiful photos of the castle that you will be staying at, and the focus, the astrological focus, and the day trips. The day trips and the adventures are going to be absolutely incredible and iconic. So take a look at those.
I was talking to 2 ladies that are considering it yesterday, and I said we're going to be taking a Vespa, which is an extra add-on, but it's still part of the day. A Vespa tour through the vineyards of Tuscany, and going to lunch and drinking wine, and they're like, "Did you just say Vespa?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh my God, I have always wanted to be on a Vespa. I have never been on one." So that was a big plus for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just a plus for them. I think it's pretty much a plus for like everyone. Even if you're like a little nervous, the relaxing rolling hills of Tuscany, trust it's going to be safe, and the guides are going to be giving you a wonderful safety tutorial, so you'll be safe. You'll be prepared for taking it on yourself. All right, so let's move into our house. Mom, you're on the road again, and tell us about your itinerary and all the fun you're about to have.
Yeah, I just got back from, the Nashville funeral and then went to visit my mom for 6 days and putting in plants and yard work and weeding, and which is always so delightful to be out in the yard and
Right.
just sitting right down, and of course I said, Mom, do you have any garden gloves? And she's like, yeah. She threw me 2 pair of garden gloves, and all of them have the fingertips marks
Fingers.
of them. So I'm like, so now I have my own diggers since I've got these long nails. I'm like, I don't need a digger because now my nail is like, that's not what the gloves are supposed to be. So I'm going to bring my own next time. Actually, I'm going to buy her some.
Yeah.
But then this weekend, I'm going to go to a friend's house out in about 3 hours west of here, in Galena, to like trails and farmers markets probably, and grilling out and fire pits. And there's a couple
Oh,
of us
fun.
going to go spend the weekend there. And then I'm going to go to another girlfriend's house, and get in she just put in her house a salt wall sauna.
Ooh.
It's like a 6 people sauna, but there's only gonna be 2 of
Wow.
us in there. So I'm gonna do
Perfect.
that, and then I come home and I'm going out. Jim's taking me out to dinner to thank him for all of his cancer treatments. He's doing super well, so he's
That's
taking me
amazing.
out to thank me for dinner. We're having a date night, with my best friend Jim. And then I'm heading back to Cincinnati for 10 days, and we're going to have a big Mother's Day party for my mom. And it's just a lot of social ability. And I want to say that, very different for me to be the social, because usually I really do like to stay home.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm in a Venus time lady year. Since my birthday in March, I'm in a
Yeah.
time lady of Venus. So Venus
Yeah.
likes connections. Venus likes to be social, very charming, planning your outfits. Because if you're going to go to somebody's house, you got to plan
Hmm.
your pajamas and your relaxation clothes and maybe you go out clothes. And so,
Hmm.
of course, all that has to do with Venusian, conversations and what are we eating and what can you bring, and just companionship. So,
Hmm.
interesting, and that's kind of why I like to do the solar return charts for everyone, about a week or two before their birthdays, because every birthday you move into a different house with a different time lord.
Right.
And that time lord is responsible, that planet that I just talked about, Venus,
Right. It has a
um,
themed
is
approach to
is
your
my
year.
theme for my this year of my life. And so, you'll see it actually work for you. Now, last year was Mars for me. It's my outer malefic, right? Not such an easy year.
Right.
But this year so far, I mean, my birthday was March 19th. We are here in early May, and it's just been chatty, chatty, seeing people that I haven't seen in one lady 22 years.
Wow. Pretty amazing.
So, right? It's a thing. So, who is your time lord,
Hmm.
right? Who is your time lord these years? These years,
Yep.
Yours, do you know yours? Mercury?
Is that it?
Duh. Mercury,
Mercury.
conversation, making
Yeah.
deals, making plans. You just got an assistant.
Oh, I did.
You just hired,
Yay!
you just,
Yay! Finally.
right? So Mercury, telling people what to do and training them, having them help you with your social media,
Hmm.
help them with your workload, your paperwork load,
That does make sense. And
right?
actually, a lot of my, like for instance, when we did our Venus Kazemi Talisman workshop,
Yeah.
my intention was all about communication and
Mm,
using my voice. So it
mm.
is very interesting how all this theme is very cool.
Right. So it's going to be very important for you to follow Mercury's retrogrades. Now,
Hmm.
I know we're recording right now, but do you remember that last one you wanted to hire when Mercury was retrograde?
Didn't go well.
And I was like, what? No, please, no. The cost and the ability, they're not even making your meetings on time. And it's so expensive. And I'm like, don't hire, Mercury's your time lord for the year. Don't do it while he's retrograde. He's not, he's, he's not very opinionated there to give you good ideas, right?
Right.
He's
Right.
like, yeah, I'm on vacation. Do do the hell what you want.
Right. And I took my time. I took my notes. I compared and contrasted, and I found the best fit, and I'm super excited. Super excited. So,
And so you're
so yeah,
watching Mercury. So we're going to
correct.
watch Mercury for you when you retrograde. Luckily for me, Venus, and I know we kind of went sideways on our conversation about our house, but I think anybody that's listening, find out your time lord. Let's spend 1 hour with me 2 weeks before your birthday, your next
Mm-hmm.
birthday.
Right.
Or if you're just turned a birthday, find
Yeah,
out
take a look at what this year is.
and pay attention to where he is in the sky. So when you're listening to these podcasts, when I'm telling you Mercury or Venus or Saturn, and you go, "Ooh, that's my time lord,"
Ping. You're right.
pay attention.
Right.
That's going to help you with your personal movement throughout, personal helper, actually,
Right.
or hinderer, right?
Right.
Because
And
some
that makes
things
sense.
can
That
hinder.
makes sense because sometimes we just need to have that singular focus. And what are we focusing on right now?
Yeah. Luckily for me, I want to say one last thing. Mercury always goes retrograde 3 times a year, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Venus for me will not retrograde in this 12-month period for me.
Wow.
So lucky. And actually she
Yeah.
was retrograde when I got her, right? When I got her.
Mm-hmm.
So she went direct. And so that's why all of a sudden now, boom, 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 things are coming to me, opportunities to show up, which is why I got my new glasses and I'm going to get a new hairdo.
New hairdo, new
And I'm
glasses.
back on
Yes.
my diet or my food program, so I'm going to really paying attention to
Yeah.
clothes I can wear now.
Exciting. So
So,
remember, if you want, you can, of course, know which time lord is yours this year. You can book your astrology reading. I'll put the link in the show notes of our house as well. And you can use podcast, since you listen to the podcast, to receive $20 off. So thanks everybody for listening in this week, and we will talk to you next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
bye everybody.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story.